Good morning, traders. Welcome to episode, I don't know, like 920 or 4 or 924, I guess. You couldn't be doing much of anything because of Corona, but you're here, so I appreciate it. And so, no Black Monday 4.0, thank God, man. As if it wasn't bad enough. Good. All right, so what does this mean? I mean, for now, maybe the top is not in of the reflexive rally, where we could continue to meander on up to see a 50% retrace in time, where we know the Dow Jones already made a 38% retrace and no higher, touched it like the Jesus man before pulling back or just gapping down, but sideways for now. The good news is, if all things stay the same, which I know there's a lot of time, right, with the market just opened, but the great news is 21,732 on the Dow Jones, 2553 on the S&P. Holding above these areas of support means there is a real good chance we could see much higher prices. The Dow Jones doesn't even have real resistance until 23,360 or so right here. Like where you stopped here, there is no resistance. That was just literally the 38% retrace. But this is wide open spaces, man. I mean talking green pastures. If you look left, you can see what I'm talking about. Easy. Look, I mean, nothing. What's here? Oh, okay. You got one little pivot at 22,655. Doesn't even exist on the daily. You can't even see this on the daily. You look left, even more. What happened? There's nothing. There's freaking nothing, dude. Look here. That's not really support resistance. There's not much of any, okay? So you got 22,177. I guess these would play roles of resistance. They're not even, very visible. They're not like big resistances on the daily. They're just there. They look much more solidified on the 4 hour. So yeah, I guess you got a little bit of resistance at 22 and change. Okay. So good start. FYX, all good. FYX losing tendies. That's all that matters. That matters the most, okay? Remember, because hey, he likes gambling on options. He kind of likes inversing what we do, or what I try to teach, right? And that's respecting the TA and making decisions, wise decisions based on having an edge on the market. Where he just likes degen gambling every day with options, puts, longs, calls, whatever. So we kind of have to inverse him for the memes. And that's okay. One day he'll get it. One day. I'd love to see him one day say, I'm taking a position based on these 6 coinciding variables at this area, and it's a reasonable reward to risk with this option. All right. So that's the stock market, right? The, Dow Jones top left, S&P top right. And then you got the NASDAQ composite, which kind of was bad on Friday, the way it gapped down inside the supply line of the descending broadening wedge and stayed in there, and now you've just gapped out, so blah. But 76.66 is a big time resistance you got to break. You haven't done that. Maybe if the S&P Dow Jones rally more, NASDAQ would see that too. Q gang. Bottom left's gold, 1621. Hey, stable asset going on, right? I mean, not moving, just sitting sideways. Paul Wall will be proud. One asset that's not sitting sideways that you all know and love, bruh, Bitcoin. Where there were a couple people yesterday that said, what about the bullish divergence on Bitcoin? And I said, it's not real bullish divergence, but I get it, right? You do get this when you sell off and you lose your negative momentum. That's natural. That happens no matter what, man. So I don't know if you would say that's literally diverging, sure, right? Where your price is going down and your oscillator's going up, right? That is a form of divergence, but it's not like your textbook class A bullish divergence, because you normally want to see a gap or like a different, you see the waves where this is why I was so confident here, feeling so confident about taking a chance, because you have that positive Momo, then you have that pause with the negative Momo, then you get another layer of positive Momo. This, to me, man, you see it all the time where it does this, but it doesn't mean like it's a different wave, I guess. So like what you'd see is like you'd create this, you'd run up. Look, we did talk about yesterday on Bitcoin at the critical support where it might reverse, 3 white soldiers kind of. Where you had not seen negative momentum since March 25th. So you were kind of getting overdue for that. Well, now you got it. And so you can't break this 6,400 area. Now, different discussion if we do break it. I mean, you break 6,400, you're probably going to see 6,800 again, man. But if you can't, lower high. And then eventually this positive Momo begins to wane. And then we sell off again. And maybe, just maybe, we make a lower low than 58.68. And we make... Then we create a new level, like new wave of negative momentum, right? And that is when we could get some true Class A, Class B bullish. You come down and double bottom here, and we get bullish divergence on the 4 hour. I'll be the one to say, hey man, it looks very interesting here. But this just maybe to me wasn't quite enough. But hey, I get it. You rallied. Very nice rally, up 8%, $467 on the day, when just yesterday you had fallen below 6K. For the first time really since March 23rd. Yeah, March 23rd. Yep. Okay. Whew. So I just wanted to knock all that analysis out fast for you. Goodness. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Beeswax? Don Clum. Look at the quad screen. So, you know. The nice open's already pulling back. You're above your open price, barely. Not really going anywhere. Could switch to red at any time. Not sure. We could definitely pull up these indices or the index individually on the main screen, so you could just again get a good feel for what I'm talking about with common retraces, which I think is pretty important. Give me 2 seconds. Work didn't save, of course. Get wrecked. Memento. Yeah, see, you're, there it is, man. You're now below your opening price. Hey, better than just a 5%, 7% gap down, dude, right? I mean, that's better than that. So I think when futures don't get wrecked at this point in these market conditions, it's a win, dude. It's good for the bulls. Yay. But so here we are on the Dow Jones, where you've got your all-time highs up here, nearly 30,000 to the lowest low. All right. Wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my old fibs. This didn't save. Or we did hit the 1414 with divergence, with a critical support at 18,260. You kind of got that tweezer action at the bottom. Very good. All right, let's do it the other way. It's relevant this way. High to low, not low to high. So look, the 382 hit perfectly. I mean, I'm talking, you can't make it up. It was so perfect before it gapped down. And so now you're sitting sideways. This upsloping support is like that 2009 trend line. So you're back above that. And see now, man, 21,732, you're below it. So, you opened below it, you started rallying, but now gross, man. You got to get above that. Because I've shown you, like, look, that's like a critical, man. You got to get above this. This is December 24th, 25th, 2018. That's, come on. You don't want to be below that, man. That's not good. That means, like, you're holding on to some mini support from August 2017 and maybe June of 2017, but if you don't hold that, you're coming back down to 21,190 and then 20,381. You get it, right? So come on, dude. That's a big deal, I guess, to stay above, but to reject that, great stuff, dude. All right, so even like with this reflexive rally that we're getting, right? You crash, now your reflexive rally. There's finally some seller exhaustion down here, and you saw the confluence and the support 382, but that's just the beginning of the golden zone, 22,580. You know that the golden zone's much larger than that, or, you know, it wouldn't be weird to pivot and continue to rally to see 23,918 or to see 25,256 up here. And this is very possibly our dead cat bounce we're looking for, maybe on the daily. Very visible dead cat bounce, like a major one. But your positive momentum's waning, and we have discussed, we talked about this last week, that you do have, well, look, like a discernible peak here. From this high to this high, we do have some extreme levels of hidden bearish divergence, impending price action continuation to the downside. That's what this implies right here. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but if you're in a bearish trend truly, then you'd think that it has a chance of playing out. Or we do sell off and continue to wane on our positive momentum before we go red again. By that time, how low are we going to be by then? Could be back down below 20K at that point. So these are just things like this should be noted. All important. Lou, you got to be careful with 3 white soldiers and bear trends. Bulkowski talks about 3 white soldiers. They normally play as reversals to make lower highs and they dump again. Go look it up. 3 white soldiers are so meh in bear trends. They don't do a good job. They don't reverse the overall bear trend like barely ever, dude. Yeah, Dow red. We talked about the hidden bearish divergences there, but we can go to the S&P now. Look the same way. So the S&P is kind of a little bit different, not much. Where you didn't get that respect we wanted. You almost did. But you could thank Boeing, I think, for the Dow Jones hitting the 382 and the S&P not. Boeing just going insane, ripping shorts faces off, the FOMOers. So again, like, I don't think on the S&P you've hit like deep enough of a retrace for it to be common to sell off here. But again, like, you got close, man, real close to it. Almost close enough to where it could happen. And if you do have that, you're near the critical fib node, the beginning of the critical fib zone, and you have that hidden bearish divergence here too, impending price action continuation, the downside, it's very possible if it's to respect the 4-hour TA. And that's it. Look, FYX dumb in hands, man, dude. Dumb in hands. Well, it looks like it's paying off for him now. Because you're now pretty much at session lows. You just were, like a minute ago. 2546 on the S&P. 21,543 on the Dow Jones. But as we know, this could go sideways, down a little bit, and then just rally again, and the wave could continue to the upside. Or there are more reasonable targets up here. It would be really bearish conditions to reverse to the 382 and to not test 50% 618. That'd be real weak, man. But if there's ever going to be a time where you don't hit a 50% retrace because conditions are so bad, I guess now would be it, right? This history would be it, because it's like the world economy shut down for the most part. President Trump extended the social distancing until April 30th. So we have another month, a certain amount of time where we know restaurants are going to be closed. Stores are going to be closed. Anything you want to do, sports are going to be closed. Everything, that's trillions of dollars that are going to be lost, man. 30 days of no money being generated for most countries. That's a lot of economic damage, man. Yeah, Lou, yeah, that's right, dude. For the most part. I mean, of course, we never speak in certainties. It's just like, yeah, 3 white soldiers are normally great to reverse to make those lower highs. There's normally not too much follow through after the pattern develops. And normally you hit a resistance and you fail and you dump again. But Bitcoin is certainly touched, like the Jesus Man, 64.30. Like, I'm talking perfectly. You gotta love at least how Bitcoin is respecting the crap out of the historical support resistances looking left. You gotta love that. Yeah, brr, money printer all day. Yes, Rafflezor. Yes, I do. Long and strong on that one. Dang it, Mitch. You have to work every time you start doing your job related stuff. I'm live and then you get nothing done. Well, John, man, dude, I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want to cause people. That's the inverse of what the stream's about. Is yeah, I do not want to be a distraction. Please turn me off if you have to work. That's not good, man. All right. Just back on the quad screen, and gold is just a freaking stonewall, dude. It's just not doing anything. Stable asset where it should be going higher based on the fundamentals, understanding that you can't find gold anywhere. It's people have hoarded it, the physical golds. If the free market, you know, actually plays this the way it should be played, you should see 1658 at some point soon. You should see 1700. You should see 1800 soon, and then over 2000 in time. Long and strong gold, man. Like, I get it though. I get how people could be concerned on the TA, but you know, it's just like, if the stock market continues to rally, if we do see like a 382 in the S&P, if we see a 2800 on the 50, on, you know, which is the 50% retrace in the S&P, I think gold definitely it would continue to rise. That would be probably the only thing that might mess with it, is like the indices, you know, like crashing or something. But fortunately, we're in the middle, I think, of the reflexive rally, and I don't think that the reflexive rally is over yet. Not quite. It will end one day. Like this reflexive rally, I don't know if it's now or if it's going to be later at these a little bit higher prices. But when that rally ends, there will be some violent selling and some back-to-back red days, and we're going to go down hard. But maybe it's just not yet, because shallower, moderate shallow retrace. Okay. So I guess if you're a gold fan, you kind of want equities to hold up, because we know historically when equities crash, gold, you know, on the chart will kind of crash too, as we saw that during the deleveraging phase of this recession. Yes, this was all deleveraging all across the world, man. 25.57. You're actually up on the day somehow, just because of the gap. It's like you gapped up. You're still below open price. What's up, Brooks? J-Taw. What's up, Literacy? Am I expecting another drop with Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I'm not really looking at Bitcoin so much. Like, I mean, I think that I'm just kind of looking at the technicals, where I know Bitcoin's in a downtrend. I know we had a 3 white soldiers rally at a critical support. Kind of a morning star was painted too. And then the engulfing. And yes, you were kind of diverging, but it wasn't really that good looking. And you didn't have any help with the RSI at all. I mean, people could start arguing, hey man, we have an ascending triangle on Bitcoin. If you break 6,400, I'm going to start being like, you might. You might. But right now, until you break 6,400, just a rally. Just a 50% rally from the height of 68.85 to the low point of 58.60. All right, that's about 50%, which is common before you reverse to the downside again. But you notice sometimes how when equities do well, Bitcoin has kind of done well too. So we will see, man. Bear trend though. You can't argue with Bitcoin being in a bear trend that's technically lasted. I mean, you know, we could go back and say, oh, since 20K, but let's be real, man. We had a major recovery to nearly $14,000 on Bitcoin in 2019. And I think like that is where you would say that's where it kind of started. June 26, 2019. That was the buying climax of the summer of last year. Those were good times, man. Remember that time I had like 4,000 people watching me because of Bitcoin? Never again, man. Probably. What's up, Spencer? Or Swincer, as you tipped me that before, I think. And look at Tarjay. Target gapped up today. Very nice. I mean, it was kind of like blah. Did none of my work save here either? Probably not. Okay, we'll just start from scratch on everything. I love it, man. It's my own fault, I think, when you put your computer to sleep. I don't know, TradingView gets really bugged out. So it's like these arguments. There were 6 coinciding variables on Target for why I liked it. And it came with a request one. You know, people request things, and most of the time when people request something like an asset for me to cover, there's no opportunity. There's no edge. It's not really a strong potential trade. But then sometimes, rarely, someone will ask and request an asset, and it's like, holy crap, you might be onto something here. Actually looks like a potential double bottom with triple MACD, bullish divergence still going on the, you know, I said MACD, whatever. And then you got triple RSI, bullish divergence on, yes, the RSI right here, see? Okay, sweet, sweet. All right. Then you go to the daily. And you can see triple RSI, bullish divergence on this very significant time scale. And you could definitely make the argument that you got divergence here as well on the MACD. You haven't seen positive momentum on Target since February 24th. Are you kidding me, man? You're going to see positive momentum again, dude. You lost a crap load of value. Dude, you were at $130 at the top. You got down to freaking $90. Very fast speed. Look, left, supports. You're showing so much exhaustion. Seller exhaustion at critical supports. What's up, Anon? Thank you for the 7s. Oh crap, the Burst coin in the jar, man. Anyone remember Burst? Thanks, dudes. We appreciate it. Lucky number 7s. But yeah, good for us. Target's up 2.68%. But if the TA is to be respected, man, Target should go much higher than 97.25. That's all I'm saying, dude. You get me right. So we can take this a little bit further. We're so inclined. What was it? Was it descending broadening wedge, or was it just the channel? I think maybe I was anchoring. Might be descending. Well, either way, I think that is a major supply line that must be broken, but I think that's in the short term where the asset could rally to at least test the supply line in time. And the divergence could get you to that. So here it's just kind of like, you know, you had it. This is like your second anchor point, 1 and 2. It's kind of like just a descending broadening wedge in a way. But the most important trend line, I believe, is the top one, which is, again, that supply line. So, yeah, I mean, you're really rooting for the index funds, right? You're really rooting for the S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ to rally, because any individual asset will do better or has a good chance of rallying to the upside when those actually perform, okay? So you want to see a 50% retrace in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. You want those. Okay, and it's possible you can get them, and it'd be hilarious because we'd be making money while FYX loses his tendies, right? It'd be perfect. It'd be the dream. What? No one talks about Burst Coin, huh? Coffee Crypto members. I'm drinking Irwin.coffee. It's always wonderful. Keeps me energized. Hey, good news so far on the stock market, dude. Did you notice something? What? Very little volatility so far? Man. I'm digging the lack of volatility. Finally, a little bit. You can't short on Binance anymore. What about the whole... Didn't they create a where you could long, you know, it's like a contract to where it shorts. Wasn't it called like Ethereum Bear or, you know, ETH Bear, BTC Bear? Does that not exist anymore? Oh, Evlex calling it. He's saying sub 2400 end of day re. Okay, dude. Good luck. Good luck. It's very possible, man. We're kind of no man's land. You don't really have much of an edge right now on the indices. You just don't. I mean, you had one. You had a little bit, and this was like me saying Q gang down here. For sure. But now the edge is kind of goes to the bears because of the hidden bearish divergence. You can still trade bull and bear tokens on FTX exchange. They got rid of that coin. So what happened? Someone tell me, was there like a newsletter on why they stopped that? Very interesting, man. Figure that was a great. I mean, when I heard about it, I'm like, dang, dude, that's brilliant. That's great. I mean, you want to give traders the most amount of opportunity as possible. You can't short something. You can only long it. What the heck, man? They want those fees, right? So that's how exchanges win. They don't win by swinging for the fence. Tree says he's looking at bull and bear tokens on Binance right now. They're not gone. What is going on? What is up with this misinformation, chat? Y'all playing me? Y'all debating me like yesterday? People didn't understand how they worked and got wrecked and started complaining. Really, dude? That's pathetic that they get rid of it because people got wrecked. I mean, welcome to zero-sum game. This is called trading. It's been this way forever. You can find ways to get destroyed, like by going. Shouldn't they just stop trading altogether? Because how many people got obliterated probably when Bitcoin crashed 35% in an hour or two, right? No one complained about that. They didn't stop trading because of that, dude. That's ridiculous. End of day today, they will be delisted. So this is like a new development. That's crazy. Are we making up for the white flag from last night? Not this morning, Ramiel, but at some point, sure, yeah. I always do. Unless I get bailed out that one time, a couple weeks ago. Brandon Bowler, if you didn't know, it's kind of new. I think it's in the past 24 hours where the SEC is now investigating them and hopefully justice will be done to them. Okay, he was talking about U.S. lawmakers pulled stocks in February before the crash. Yeah, okay, and it's everyone knows about it, and including the SEC. So their days are numbered if there's to be any justice in this world, which I think there could be. These people could be used as an example, as the whipping boys. Or whipping girl in this situation, because I know one of, you know, the inside sellers was a woman. Josh is stacking retirement for his entries in tendies. Yes, sir. Remember, if we're in a true recession, telling one of my friends yesterday, asking, should I buy stocks? Yeah, it's like you get friends that don't participate so much, but are curious, you know, and it's like, well, you tell me, should you buy stocks now when we're only about 6 weeks to 7 weeks into a crash, stock market crash, and we're beginning our reflexive rally, and we know the shortest recession in history was 18 months. We're 6 weeks into what we think we know is a recession, and there's 18 months. Don't you think you could probably find better entries than where we are now in time? I think certainly we could. And they would be much lower than 2,200. But that requires patience because it's not an easy game, right? Trying to go, you know, you could go auto short over and over and over. Eventually you get wrecked, face ripped off with these reflexive rallies. So you got to wait for an edge, you know, for a long. But again, that could take, I mean, to find a real bottom on this market could take a long time, man. All right. Sure thing, Brandon. Let it go. You say it as a vague pronoun. Maybe you're saying that for a reason because I don't know what you're telling me to let go of. S&P has been rejected by the 618 on the 4-hour. How does that work? What swing high are you talking about? Are you talking about the dead cat bounce, the FYX dead cat bounce? I don't know if I'd use that as an anchor point. I'm looking at, well, the daily. I'm looking at the 4-hour right now, and there is no 618. What are you talking about? The only way to fib now, only way, is from the major high to the low point, because the breakout, geometrical breakout. That's it, dude. There's no 618. That is not a real discernible swing high, dude. So you're probably anchoring high to low there to try to say 618 or something. That looks like a 786 from there. I don't know. CZ was concerned people didn't know how to use it. So come out with educational videos to teach people how to use it. Heck, man, if he reaches out and he's like, hey, Ray, could you teach people how to use it? I'd be like, yeah, man, let's do it. So, but that's terrible. I mean, that's just because people are uneducated doesn't mean you should take away the tool. Because I think about how many people could use it. Who could use that tool, who understood it, who applied technical analysis to an asset, said, hey, I have an edge on the market, but it's crypto, so it's, a lot of exchanges don't allow you to short, or there's not tools to go short. So they're getting screwed because they knew what they were doing and they, did it right. I don't know how I feel about that, man. Darden Restaurants. Hi, you okay? Bitcoin is down 46% from its year-to-date high so far. Meh. It's okay. Be sure to join our Discord too, man. Don't forget it. My God, it's so active. It's so amazing. I freaking love our Discord. It gets addicting, man. I just gotta turn off my phone so I don't get sucked into general chat. Lurking. Join it. It's right there. I posted the link. Oh, good morning, Dzam. I'll give it a sec. Wait for it. Let me, none of my work saved, remember? So, thank you so much for the 5. Bruh. You're amazing. I really appreciate it. Golden voice. Jesus girl. Thank you. I hope you're having, it's a good Monday, right? So, looks like the S&P is back above open. As soon as DZAM tipped, we went green. Thank you, DZAM. So, someone's like, look at Ethereum, or could you look at Ethereum? I don't know if they were being polite or rude. Same type of stuff. You sell off, you hit this peak right here. That's where I begin, that first anchor point. Okay. And then, you can use this down here or not. But the way that Ethereum rallied here, would you do this? Okay, you adjust. All right, you're still out. You're just like Bitcoin in this situation, man. Almost identical. Yeah, dude, it's like perfect. So it was like the same thing, or you were diverging. Yeah, you sold off. There's a little peak and you sold off again. You made a slightly lower low. It actually looked a little bit better maybe on Ethereum than Bitcoin. Yeah, because it seems like it outperformed Bitcoin a little bit on the weekend to rally higher. More discernible peak than Bitcoin itself. And it barely made a lower low. So this actually looked a little bit better. But the thing is, you weren't oversold. And normally you want the best times for divergence is when you make a low, then a lower low. And look at that, your RSI. When you're oversold and you're showing divergence, that's the time to strike. Those are the best, man. The absolute best. All right, so that being said, we look left. You've broken above critical support resistance. Look, this is exact. All right, so you're at some sort of November 25th, 2019 area, you're right at it, just touching it, kind of regarding a support. Oh man, there's going to be a lot of outs. Let's go to the daily to really be able to see. S&P 2571 still green since DZAM showed up. She's our good luck charm. So I don't know, man. Really, you know, minor peaks here, but if you know, if you can break above this for real. Yeah, like 140, but really 150 to 153 is kind of like the next resistance if you can get above it. And look, we almost got there on that wick. So this is daily. Yeah, you might be engulfing here, maybe. Hold on to that positive momentum. You're starting to wane yesterday, and now you're building again. See, this is where... Dude, this is like where you think about it, man. Like how cool it would be if Ethereum and Bitcoin sold off again and we could get down to like 27 and be around 106 again. Then we'd be showing some actual daily bullish divergence, and maybe the MACD would be showing the same thing. So you're at a point like if we can keep selling off, man, we might be getting some really good buying signals at lower prices soon. But there you go, man. 131, 37, you're just right at it. You got to eventually break above 138 to keep going, man. And then we might adjust this trend line. But you crashed, bearish consolidation. Hard to argue with that on any of these altcoins. What's up, Modified Mafia? Oh, he changed his name, man. All right, FYX's attendees are starting to dwindle. Good, good. NASDAQ, Q gang, let's go. 7620 near the high of the day. That's outperforming today a little bit. Speaking of, let's take a look at that. And thanks for the 500 people tuned in. I know it's like a morning stream. Normally, most people watch me in the afternoon. So this is like my 16th day in a row of being live for your opening bell on the stock market to cover history. So it's starting to become a thing. This is the 4th week. Going on the 4th week. Did this save? My God, it sure did. Nice. All right, so this is the one I felt confident about. I really just, you think about, you could notice on the Qs how it outperformed the crap out of the indices on the way down. It hasn't really been outperforming on the way up. It's kind of just been matching. But I think eventually 201 and 210 before major reversal to the downside. But that would require the S&P to make a 50% retrace, as well as the Dow Jones probably. I mean, really it's just the NASDAQ needs to do it. But like, I don't know how the NASDAQ can do it without the S&P and Dow Jones kind of going up too, as everything's just kind of been following as one lately. But man, this was the argument. It was like you were at an upsloping, or it was like a curved line upsloping support. You were at a horizontal line support that long ago, the S&P has broken this. Long ago, the Dow Jones and everything else had broken this, but not the Qs. And so we held that, and we held it, and we held it. And when we got, there was the tweezer action. We were covering it live, and it's like, man, how does this just, what would have to happen for this to not play out? My God. It's like everything, look at the RSI was showing divergence on the daily too. It was just perfect. Critical supports with all these variables, and you just gapped up, and you've just been going since, and it could continue to go up 1.76% today. So these are the targets. Hype for Qs. Let's go. If Microsoft tumbles, it's over. No, it's not, because it's the mega stocks. It's not just Microsoft. Dude, it's cool, man, because it's like, if you think about, if you want exposure to the live streaming worlds, right, what I do, what Dr. Disrespect does, what Shroud does, Ninja does, mega stocks perfect, or the Qs are perfect for you. Because you think about, who owns YouTube, Google, in this blend? Like 10% of this ETF? Who owns Twitch? Amazon, about 10% of this ETF blend. Who owns Mixer? Microsoft. So you're long on live streaming in a way if you're long on the Qs. So that's like in live streaming, I think it's having a huge bullish breakout. I think we're gonna see a paradigm shift, or what I do and what other people do, like maybe will become way more legit, way more. It'll become less underground. Ford, oh my god, man. K-Puff, who cares, dude? Are you triggered by dislikes? Who cares about some basement dweller jealous about me turning on my microphone making more than he makes? He's just jealous, dude. It's one guy. He's mad. He's mad, dude. So what's the point of even bringing it up? That just brings more, okay? Dude, emerging markets in these times, I don't know about that, man. Probably not a good idea. But hey, do you think? Not financial advice. Dead chat. Just reading some of it from earlier. Someone's like, how's gold doing? Dude, gold is sideways. Bitcoin never under 6K again, man. I think we've heard never under something every day. Good to see you, Sarthok. Yeah, it's been a minute. Wow. Wow. If you say please, maybe I will. Doesn't seem like you like to say that word. Devastated? No surprise, really, at all. Charizard, good to see you, man. What's up? Market's a little bit, but not really. You know, it's just sideways, right? It's trying to make up its mind on where it wants to go. As we saw a low of 25.45 and a high of 25.80. So, you know, decent swing on the day already. You know, that it's only been going on for 44 minutes or so, 45 minutes. And Bitcoin's well off its high of the day that was around 64.30. You're now at 62.98. Three white soldiers, but you just threw white soldiers into a historical resistance. Dow Jones, really want to see it get above 21,732. You're below it right now. Come on, dude. Steve, I was talking to you, man. But it's all good. So someone was asking about XRP earlier. Rising wedge. It had its, you know, it followed Bitcoin, but strongly underperformed Bitcoin, if you could notice. Where if this was the peak for Bitcoin, Bitcoin's above that, or it was. Bitcoin would be up here if they followed in unison. So it did follow, but underperformed, and now you're starting to engulf a little bit. Hour 45 minutes to know, but this is what's up with XRP. You're in a bear trend, and you're forming a beautiful looking bearish consolidation pattern, rising wedge. And if you break out, because nothing's certain, if you break out or when, we know a 100% measured move that you may never get to. It's going to be at 12.853 cents. Wherever the breakout is, it's where you have that. It's a measured move of the structure. What's up, Catterday? I'm here, man. Here we go. All right, let's go scale it out. 25.74. FYX sweating. He shook. In before, FYX says, I closed my position. You can't do anything, dude. I closed it. It's over. I can't lose, man. No matter what happens. If it goes against me, nope. You heard me, FYX. TJ, I don't even know what praise index is. Yeah, that's right. 257. We're there. We're at 257. We're at 257.66. You just said 257.25. Assuming it's identical, the SPY should be. You bring it over 1 percentage point or 1 decimal point. 257.71 right now on the SPY. It should be. So you're wrecked, dude. Oh, well, then it'll probably catch up. Yeah, you're going to get wrecked, dude. No more Black Monday. We've had 3. Too many. You're about to be at session highs on the S&P. Let's go. NASDAQ is at session highs. It accused, man.
Bruh.
What's up, Lone Sofos, man?
Good morning, Mitch. How are you, man? How are you doing today? I hope all is well, Kings.
I'm doing well, man. Once every blue moon, I'll get through my clothing rotation. I have a polo hat. I have a polo shirt. They match, man. So, thanks for the 12s. The Super Saiyan level 1. There are multiple level ups. If you tip 24, you go Super Saiyan God. If it's, I don't even know, it's like 49, it's maybe Super Saiyan Blue, and then if you go 96, it's Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct. Oh my god, dude. Thank you, man, for the power up. So a good Monday so far. Better than gapping down and circuit breaking and all that. So this just means that the reflexive rally that we're in could continue to eventually see at least the 382 on the S&P and maybe the 50%. Okay. Well, we just looked at Ethereum, so you can rewind if you want to see that analysis. Great news, man. I mean, Microsoft broke out, just like the indices. I mean, it was a channel, let's be real. But, Microsoft, man, from its major low to its high, 50% retrace, almost perfectly. You can't, oh no, I'm sorry, 618. Golden retrace. Critical support looking left. That was the bottom for now. And you've rallied. And since that rally started, you, as of last week, broke out. And you're climbing. You hit your highest high of this rally so far. Very good. Microsoft. MAGA stocks. Qs. So, 50% retrace. Your next target on Microsoft, in my opinion, is 161.54. We should see that if the market continues to rally. For real. What's up, David S? Good to see you, dude. There it is, 25.80. Oh, you're done, FYX. Closing for a loss. Get wrecked, dude. Sorry. In before. Remember, it was in before he closed his position. And now it's real. We just need his confirmation that, yeah, I'm out. I'm wrecked. I admit it. Yeah, dude. All of Vegas is shut down, which, oh my god, I can't even imagine how much money is being lost there. It's everywhere, dude. New York. So very good breakouts. I think this was probably better as a channel. I think I tried plotting it like that before though, and it was so meh. Nah, it was like almost perfect, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. What was I thinking? Look at Microsoft's channel. Like it actually on the top, 3 touches on the top, 2 on the bottom. Really 3 on the bottom. Gorgeous. Well, yeah, you broke out. So just see 161.54 next. But if you're lucky, if this really continues to outperform, we could see 168.40, which is the golden retrace to the top of the golden zone. Join the Discord, posting the link now. Do it. It's the best way to get in contact with me and everyone else in the community. And that's where the chat continues when the live stream ends. So we're climbing. NASDAQ 76.58 session highs right now. Approaching that 76.66 resistance. Oh boy, it's coming, man. Will we rise? A lot of resistance, man. Like, not a joke. So breaking that could be very good. Could see much higher prices. Yep, 3 white soldiers. Catterday, absolutely. We talked about at the beginning of the stream. Hey, dude. I mean, my God. You should never let me scare you out of position, but what was your plan anyway? What was your trading plan? Whoa, that's nuts. I've never heard about that. If Daver the Amazer isn't lying to us, he says the 401k withdrawal penalty is waived as part of the stimulus. What will that do to this market? Well, considering the fact that I believe the highest high of majority of money that exists on the stock market is retirement. I think it's like 36% or something like that. That could do some damage, I think, maybe, for sure. But you'd think like the people that are truly taking out of their 401ks are already eligible. They're 59.5 plus. People below that may not be doing that. Target back to $97. Up 2.54%. What was that? Gotta love it, man. Talk about strong as F. Another one of those mega stocks, which is Amazon. Killing it, dude. Long and strong, dude. Approaching a resistance. A peak from May 3rd, 2019. If you could break that, it does seem very, very likely. You hear me? Very likely if you break this right here, you will see 2000 again. Easy. 2032 be next. Super strong, dude. Like, super duper strong. I do kind of fear, though, you're gonna get, no matter what, say you get up to 2030, you're gonna get hidden bearish divergence on both oscillators on the daily. So that could be impending price action continuation to the downside, which is very possible if we're in a recession. Yeah, David, do it, man. I mean, that's something you could post in general, no problem. No one's going to complain about that. No idea, Nexus, man, because we don't even know if it's real, right? He just came in saying it, which I don't think he's just going to lie, but we don't have sources on it yet. So we'll see. Don't ever want to jump the gun on that stuff, you know. Big News Connect. So Bitcoin was just a little while ago, I don't know, like 10 minutes ago, 62.85. You're now at 63.42. So just hanging in there at a resistance. He tested once before pulling back, but not too much selling yet. And your positive momentum's just building. Remember, Bitcoin had not seen positive momentum since March 25th in 5 days. So you were kind of overdue to see a little bit of positive momentum. You got it finally after hitting 58.71, a very critical support. Looking left, that support that was from February, August, June of 2018. Very strong support. Morgan Freegan, anyone going short at 5,800 is just like anyone going long at 6,800. It's stupid, both of them, both sides. No, this is not a buying signal on Bitcoin. No. We break 6,400, we'll talk about it. Because you see 6,800 again, I mean, you might have yourself an ascending triangle. But that's, right now, all we're doing is making a lower high after a pretty nice sell-off you had. And it was a gap fill, I think. The gap had to fill maybe on the weekend. Gold 1624, just hanging out. It's been that way for days. 2580. S&P is approaching its highs of the day. Same with the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. Very good. Nasdaq is close to critical resistance, about $10 away. Gotta love it. I'm sorry, it wouldn't be hidden bearish divergence. It would be more like bearish convergence, I guess. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah. It would not be at all on Amazon. I correct myself. I'm sorry about that. No hidden bearish divergence. It would be bearish convergence. So I want to see Tesla, which we've already, I don't know, man, none of my work saved on this. It sucks. But you rallied, you're selling off some, you're, down almost 3% on the day, 499.67. Just making another lower high than your previous highs. Double top played out gloriously before, and it fell, to hit a 78.6% retrace, led the Jesus Men, 349.30 for rallying. So a deep retrace. Just clean it up a little bit. So from that high to low. Tesla hasn't even hit a 38% retrace, which is 588. So you'd think that if it's to do what any asset would do commonly, it would see higher prices, maybe between 588 and 733 before majorly reversing the downside again. Not looking too hot right now at all, right? With the macro kind of recovering. TLT mooning again. Weren't we looking at it where it was like it was like a pennant was forming on it, but if it dumped again, we could have seen an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but the pennant was okay on TLT. Check it out. None of my work saved, so you know how that goes. Yeah, that pennant, you had a bullish breakout of it. It was gorgeous, though. Pretty gorgeous. Chad, are you here? Thanks for the 500 here. Thanks. Yep. TLT. So we're looking at rally gapped up. So that scrub gap will probably eventually fill soon. A measured move, you're getting close if you're not there already, you know. So go from your high to your low to see that you're near a 786 retrace. So dude, if anything, this is almost see, it's not a bearish cipher, because from here to here I can guarantee you this is deeper than a 1414. It's probably deeper than a 1618. So it's not a valid harmonic, but you can still see the XABCD stuff going on. X, A, B, and look, if you don't go where the wick is, but maybe if you just go where the candle closes, you're still not valid. But like normally, this is how it goes, right? We're at the 786, or maybe even the 886. That's where you reverse the downside, and that could be a major reversal to the whole trend. Remember, this is how it happened for Bitcoin in June and July and August 2019. You remember, this is how, like, you had your crazy run, and then a huge bearish harmonic formed, and at that 786, it was like the Jesus man. Once you hit it, you didn't even really have to have divergence. It just dumped from there, and you went to much lower prices, and we're in that bear trend still today. Didn't you get stopped out already because the SPY hit 2580? So that's 200 or 258, which is above where you said. So, all right, that's just the idea. That's the thinking here. You're on your C to D wave, despite if it's valid or not. And so at these levels is where we could see a reversal to the downside. Don't forget about it, at least. All right. Been live now for over an hour. Let's just take a look on the 8s, whatever. So NASDAQ unable to break that 76.66. S&P hanging tight. Same with Dow Jones. Back above that 21,732 area. Pretty important. Good to see that. But not much higher. Oil looks real bad. Yeah, dude, it's terrible. Real bad. Man, that's depressing. No freaking... Oh, did my work save on this one? I think it did. A little bit. Yeah, oil's down 7.5% right now. 17.12 was the target. It's been the target for a while. And we'll soon see it. You just mark my words, man. Oil's going to see 17 bucks. I know there's probably looking left some support you're holding on to right now. You're not, though. It's like everything's broken. Dude, here you go. This is my thought. This is like why 17 has been the support. Once you broke this one here at 25, 26... it's like 17 bucks. After 17 bucks, I think is like 10.60, which seems like impossible, like it never happened, right? We haven't seen prices like that since 1998. I mean, it's definitely possible in time if the selling continues, man. But I will see you $3 down from where we are now in time. Okay. Not sure how long it'll take because you're... I don't know, you are oversold, and you know, some people are like trying to make a case for oil, and it's like, dude, I mean, yeah, you got some RSI divergence, man, but you could go much lower and still have divergence, I think. So whatever on this, you know, from it's like the same wave, it's the same price action. You never had like a good retrace and that reset everything before you could dump again. You never had that, so it's like almost like, yeah, you're diverging, but it's not like real bullish divergence, class A, where you make, that's the MACD histogram's good for that, helping you kind of see, is it real divergence, real class A, B, or C divergence, or is it just you're diverging? Of course, that happens often on sell-offs. You lose your negative Momo. Yeah. Matthew, gas is a lot cheaper than that already across the country. He sold his puts. Yeah, get wrecked, dude. Yeah. Diamond hands. Pff, more like friggin' hot dog hands. Get wrecked, dude. 25.88 on the S&P. NASDAQ 76.72. You broke the resistance, man. Dow Jones about to be at 22K. Gold just hanging out 1622. Good Lord. Yeah, session highs so far, man. Very good. So who knows how high this could go. We're up 1.8% on the day, $45 S&P. And yeah, you got that hidden divergence, but you could continue to climb while your positive momentum continues to wane too. So, or it could just go sideways or start building again. $25.90, session highs again. Join the Discord. Seriously, chat. Not a joke. Here we go again. Session highs, S&P. You just hit it. 25.91.10. And Bitcoin 63.45. So, kind of being positively affected by the price action you're kind of seeing. There it is, chat. Will we continue to rise? This would be the common reflexive rally targets, 27.93. We'll have fun waiting on that to develop. Art of JR, Ford. They haven't been making money since 1999, dude. So why don't you look for an asset, with a non crazy pattern that would take, like, say you get to that PCZ, you could be waiting Art of JR because it's so large. You could be waiting for like a year, 8 months. You ready to stack your money and put it in Ford and wait for 6 months for it to eventually maybe play out. See, that's like what happens when you play patterns that big. It just, nah, man. Why don't you look for a bullish bat on an asset in an uptrend historically versus a pattern like that in a downtrend? You're like counter trend trading. What's crazy, David H? It's nice to see the rally continue. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be live. It's kind of like, meh. Since we're not crashing, everything's kind of dead. So I can just come back this afternoon and see if it's, what's going on with Bitcoin and the rest. Yeah, that's what I know about Ford. Found on road dead. still just right there. Session highs just hit it. Wait, no, we hit... Yeah, that was it. That was it right there. Boom, again. Session highs, S&P's climbing. Let's go. Keep it pimping. There it is. Session house again. 25.92. Let's I don't want to get off the screen. Spread the highs of the day. Do kind of want to refresh the John Hopkins coronavirus website together. I'll come right back to it. Watch this. So 720,000 yesterday. I'm refreshing now. $720, 741, 20K new cases. 143,000 in the US. It's a lot. 25.93. This is it. This is the highs of the day, man. You not happy? Bitcoin's sort of following. Yes, right now. Yes, it is. XRP looks bearish as F, man. Really bearish. But whatever. Dude, y'all notice these women's names with first and last names? They're bots, right? Just making sure y'all are aware of that. Cognizant. Like Jennifer Dev and Jessica Jonas. Really, dude? I know Jessica Jonas, dude. Yeah. Look, there you go. The Naru massage, right? Fake. They're sex bots, dude. They have pervaded YouTube. It's a big deal. It's everywhere. Every single person who live streams on the internet, on YouTube, knows about it, and they are a problem, man. Not much movement from Target, though, on the day. Tilray. Hey, remember Tilray, dude? Down 13.74%. Get it right. Dude, there's so many of them right now. Chad, do you see this? Seriously, man. Unbelievable. And notice the emojis they put. It's another telltale. Look, Sophia loves yours, right? You see the emojis, at least they give it away somewhat, right? Brandon, doesn't matter. They're not. Someone's developed an app. Someone has done something very smart that creates these freaking bots, dude. So yeah, man, 25.89. I mean, you're probably gonna maybe. I mean, there's a good chance you'll see 2600 today. You're so close. And we know we're above 25.53, which is a critical support resistance area for the S&P. And you've back tested it today and regarded it as support before the rally. So that's very good. Price action correlation. Oh my God, man. Makes it streaming not as fun at all. Microsoft continuing to pump. It's now trending. Let's go back to it, see how it's faring. Gorgeous session high is 157.92. The target of 161.54 at this point. I think that, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen today. But you think you could definitely see that since there's no real resistance looking left where you are. Nah. Yeah, 161.50 high to low, 50% retrace. But great. Jesus, this is insane. I'm just leaving the screen up, man. Like, whatever. Amazon employee tests positive for corona. Yeah, it happens, man. Nothing bad, I mean. That's right. Amazon will keep working until you stop ordering. Exactly. Market's looking good today. And Nvidia killing it too. Up 3.61%. Let's go. Nvidia has been outperforming beautifully.
Do and you enjoy. Love the stream.
Thanks, Josh N, man, for the threes. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks. Oh, Bones would have a crazy run, man. Really? Go long on it, man. If that's true. Alright, man. Like, taking position of Boeing's crazy. I don't know, either way. It's just... It could go higher if we talk about just comment, you know, Fibonacci and stuff before crashing again. So many people out of work right now. Yes, they are. And the markets continue to climb. Dow Jones about to be at 22,000. Here we go. You were $1 off. No, you actually, the high of the day is 22,006. So you did hit it for a nanosecond before pulling back. Oh, nice. Not sure how I feel on Olin anymore. This looks like a bear flag. Yeah, not digging it. Alright, so there is a possibility that it seems like with volatility subsiding, with all that going on, my job may be done with these morning streams. Since they were okay and stuff, it was just me covering the crazy crash until we start crashing again. Maybe we should get back to the afternoon streams, which is fine. I mean, like, I don't care either way. It's just like, all right, let's see. Wow. Yeah, Bitcoin could have a bullish engulfing candle if all things stay the same today. 63.39. All right, daily Bitcoin. Ping-ponging between critical supports and resistances. All right, this is like we're talking about. You were losing your momentum now. You might be building it again, but as you can see on the way up, look at that volume receding, continuing to recede. And you never, when you sold off, you never hit a 38% retrace, meaning that's just crazy. That's you got close, but just not quite. What's up, DZan? Thanks for the 5, the 10 on the day. You're awesome. You're a real one, a real girl, not a sex bot. Thank you. Okay, I'm sure you might prefer it, but it's it's the overall audience, and what they prefer. So yeah, man, this asset, Bitcoin, had a nice run last night after hitting the critical supports. It was diverging, but I don't know if we would call it Class A bullish divergence, since it just was. You didn't have help from the RSI, you weren't oversold, and you didn't have any positive momentum in between the islands. It was the same island, man. So I think if we sell off now and get back down to that area, we could show some Class B bullish divergence, and that might be a long opportunity. How can it be head and shoulders if it's the same high? Nah, man. I mean, it was a double top. And the double top, or a potential double top, and it just never hit. But yeah, you'd say there might be upslipping support now. Heck, man, if it breaks to 6,800 again, it could be an ascending triangle. All right, man. So I've been live for an hour and a half. Think that's good enough? What do you want, right?
I'm a real boy.
Thanks, Josh N, for the 690. Virgin in the jar. He's a real boy. Having the chat. So hopefully we could continue the rally today, but pulling back some off those highs everywhere, except gold. All right. So at least you have more clarity on where we could be going next on the stock market. 50% for lucky. Bitcoin at a critical resistance 6420 or 6430. You got to break that. If you do, 6800. If you don't, eventually you'll come on back down to 5870 again. So I'll just be back, man. All right. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. Until next time, respect the TA.